Alright, we are now into take two, video two. Still Wednesday, August 28th, and we are in week one, college football, preseason week four for NFL. Um, Still got lots of college to talk about. Don't know if we'll get to the NFL. We might have to make a third one. And I still want to talk to my fellow Canadians on Pearl as well. So we want to get those going uh, because that's basically until I can get on to, let's say, Bet 365 or somebody to do some of the Vegas type betting. Pro is basically the only thing I have. I got I did register onto 365, but still a little skeptical of going on there. Not that I'm worried about getting out of control because basically it's all controlled by credit cards, and um, I don't really have high limit credit cards, which is probably a good thing. So I think we left off the last video with finishing with Thursday. Um, my favorite out of Thursday would be the UCLA Cincinnati game. I realize that Cincy's only a 2 on the Pearl line at home here, and then but the point spread for you guys, if you're in Vegas or you're betting online, the point spread for Cincy is a 2.5, a -2.5. I think that's a phenomenal -2.5. I would definitely take Cincy at home with that. I don't see anything coming out of UCLA since Cincy still has some of their core players from last year. So that would be my pick. Even strength game. Remember what I said before? I'm not very good at picking them, but I don't see anything that would make me want to take UCLA at all. So I would probably use Cincy as a combo parlay uh, finisher. Like if I want to bet 3 on a parlay, take 2 long shots. Cincy would be definitely the closer on that one. And let's look at Friday. Rice and Army. We don't have that on Pro Line, so this is for online and Vegas betting. This is one that I would definitely risk doing over-unders on. This is one of a few that I would risk that. I think Army is going to score a shitload of points. Army is not afraid of looking like they're. I can't remember the word, but they're not afraid of scoring 70 points on even a weak team. So I can. Their over/under, believe it or not, is only at 48, which is funny because I'm pretty sure the last game they played, they scored 70 against Houston. And again, they still have their core players. So some of their core players, anyways, at least the ones responsible for the points, for the offensive points. So I really don't understand the over/under on that one. I think it's kind of ridiculous. It should have been higher if you ask me. I guess they're afraid that Army is going to be doing all the scoring, and they're worried that they can't score 48 points, which I think they can. So Army is definitely the Army Rice game is definitely a good game to pick the over/under on. I'd say definitely go over. And take them. I guess I wrote it down as this is the one of the few that I would risk. The one of the few that I would risk picking the over under and the point spread. Army's at a -24. I think was the last one I saw, and I would definitely take Army on that, even -24. So yeah, if you're betting online, I would think that'd be not a. I will never call anything a safe bet. But that would definitely be a good pick for Army. Then we have the Utah State game versus Wake Forest. I don't see what Wake Forest has to hold up Utah State. Utah State went 11-2 last year, right? The problem is it's Utah State, so it's up in the boonies, and Wake Forest I think, is in New York, and or if it's not, it's in Chicago or something. It's somewhere in a big metropolis, anyways. So I think that Wake Forest is definitely over inflated here, and Utah State is like I said. What happened to Utah State happened to Wake Forest. Utah State lost a couple of receivers. Wake Forest lost a couple of receivers, but apparently it seems to matter for Wake Forest, but it doesn't seem to matter for Utah or the other way around, depending on which way you want to look at it. Uh, so I like the spread here. I think it's still pretty high, but uh, no, is it high? No, well, it's at 63 and a half. That's sorry, not the spread, the over under. 63 and a half is pretty high. Um, I think that's too much for both teams to score. Um, but I like the point spread. The point spread is definitely a minus 3.5 for Wake. I think Utah is going to come in there and beat them, maybe by 10 to 14 points. So I would definitely go Utah on that. And for the pro liners, Utah State is a 305, great value. I would definitely take that on if you're going to pick a combo pick. That would definitely be a good pick. If you're doing a straight up pick, still a good pick. So definitely take Utah State and the points on that one. But stay away or go under on the over under. We got Purdue and Nevada. Again, another team it's Purdue, and they're kind of like Kentucky for me. They're kind of building that. They want to be more than just a basketball university. And Kentucky, they've taken a while to build the program up. I thought they've done a really good job. Purdue, they have their ups and downs too. They're not bad defensively. They're not a bad team. I don't really know how much they've lost on their players because I don't really go by how many players are returning so much on the defensive end because, like I said, there's you've lost your seniors, but then you've always got 3-year players and some of them are pretty stellar, and some of them aren't the starters because the guy is number one a senior and he could be a stellar player right behind another stellar player, so you never really know what's lying in wake in the sophomore and junior that are waiting behind him. And look at Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is the guy's a superstar. He was a freshman last year. You know what I mean? So it's like you never know what's waiting around the wings. And he's another thing we've got to talk about too. I never did talk about yesterday about Trevor Lawrence too much. And sort of the other video. Purdue, Nevada. Nevada had a good year. Nevada went 8-5 last year. Purdue went 7-6. Nevada they haven't lost much from last season they've lost a quarterback, but they also have another quarterback that's kind of waiting in the wings. I think Purdue's overvalued on this one as well. This is definitely one that if you're a pro liner, this is definitely one where you're going to want to take Nevada on the on a combo pick. And if we're doing any parlay bets I guess in the States, parlay doesn't really mean anything. Not like it would mean here on a combo pick. But do I have my numbers here? Yee to Nevada winning out here, going under at 58.5. Okay, so they're at a 58.5. I think that the offenses aren't strong enough to score in the 60-point range combined. So, but the defenses are capable enough to keep the scores lower. So I would definitely go under on the 58.5. But I would definitely take Nevada in the points, and which is funny because Nevada's at home, right? Which is, and like I said, they were the better team last year, but they're not. They're undervalued because they're out of the Mountain West, and I think a 10.5. A 10.5 points on Purdue. Well, I think that's way too much. And like I said, remember I said before, it's the beginning of the year. A lot of teams they're totally overvalued and overrated. And I think Purdue right now is overrated in Nevada. I mean, if they were playing, let's say, Texas State, then we probably think about Nevada is not a bad team. I think again, not a team that nobody has really a lot of info on. So here's one of those ones that you're probably going to want to take Nevada at home, minus 10.5 or plus 10.5. I mean, remember, they got 10.5 points start off. And yeah, a 5.95 on Pro Line. I would definitely go for it. That's probably what I'm going to be putting on. So again, here's one of those things. Okay, so for Friday, it's down to the Wisconsin South Florida Bulls. Last year it was kind of an anomaly that went on with South Florida. When I was looking it up, South Florida went 7-0 in the first 7 games, and then they lost the next 6 straight up, and it's like something happened. Like, I have no idea what happened. I don't think I can dig deep enough to find out what kind of information. But they do have a lot of talent and a lot of explosive talent to boot, and a lot of it has come back this year. Wisconsin, I believe, Wisconsin who lost Hornibrook? Yeah, they lost Hornibrook to their quarterback to Florida State, and so they're going with I can't remember that guy, Ramirez. Was that his name? I can't. And I also believe, which is funny, that they're about in the same boat as Purdue, overvalued, and walking into where there's a half decent team. I think what do they call these guys? There's the Power Five, then there's a group of 5, right? A group of 5 conference with a team that could literally surprise you because they do have the talent there. Wisconsin is a minus 12.5. I think, again, that's another point spread that's way too high. I think that this game will be a lot closer. If not surprisingly, so why I do it is I'm going to take South Florida. I'm going to take them on the 2 separate tickets. I'm going to take them for the tie, which is 3 points or less, and I'm going to take them to win. Got nothing to lose. They're at home. They're a good team. They got a lot of firepower, and I think that Wisconsin is overrated going into this one. So, what did I write down here? I said if I were in Vegas, I would be going money line on South Florida. You know, I wouldn't go putting my life savings on it, but I would definitely put a few $100s down here because the money line, I think it was like a 480 or something like that. So basically, you win $500 for every 100 you bet. It's not bad. Plus your 100 back, obviously. But I'm going to be taking South. I'm going like the over/under will be close. So I'd lay off the over/under for sure. But I'll definitely be taking South Florida in points. And like I said, I wish I could do a money line because I would definitely do it. Okay, so here we go. That's Friday. Sorry, going to have to do a Saturday one, guys. And I will talk to you on that one. It's amazing how fast, like I said, it's when I did the research on some of this stuff, all the stuff I'm basically writing down here, right? I mean, all this stuff is just basically surface information. It's not. I'm not looking to see if the guys play well on turf or on natural grass. I mean, I'm not really going that deep, and it still sucks up 2 days of my time. That's actually incredible. I feel bad for some of the guys who actually spend all day doing this. But I guess if they're making a living, they're making a living. Okay, so I will talk to you on the next video. Is going to be on basically Saturday's games, which is only a few, and Pro Line. All right, I will hopefully see you guys there.